All right, we're live for the
Yeah,
first time in 2023. Welcome in tonight with our preview of not only Bristol but the 2023 season. Taylor, it's going to be really busy, really fast here in April.
I am super excited. I'm so glad to be actually with you guys this year instead of just like filling in or anything like that. I'm really really excited for this season.
Yeah, you kind of changed up what you normally do. You want to talk a little bit about Dirt to Media and your start there before we get into talking here about Bristol?
Yeah, definitely. So, if anybody knows, I used to take pictures down in Dirty Photography, and this year I got the opportunity of pretty much a lifetime to be with Joe and Ryan with Dirt to Media. And so this year, what I'll be doing is updating Dirt to Media's social medias like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'll also be on the fun TikTok for the American All Star Series. So speaking of, be on the lookout for a video coming tomorrow and or Friday. Tara's been helping me with that with pictures. I've got some quotes from some drivers about Bristol. Um, and I'll also be doing interviews and kind of popping in with lives, like for instance tonight. Just kind of getting to know the drivers and everybody that's going to be on the touring series this year.
Yeah, and we all live on Dirt to Media right now too. So really, really thrilled. I mean, that's really the you know, just being a part of an event at Bristol, and then Dirt to Media's got the chance to broadcast it, which is really awesome. And the weather, people have been worried about it all week, but if you look at the hourly, it's got better and better, and really it looks like it's just going to rain maybe a couple hours Saturday morning, but the whole afternoon looks great. So really thrilled to have you on with us, and really thrilled you're going to get the TikTok up and running. Tara, you mentioned Tara. Tara has a great TikTok too. She does a lot of racing videos on hers. So check hers out. I'm pretty sure it's probably Peeping Dragon Photography. I'm not sure what Tara's TikTok is. I'm not up on TikTok a ton, but really, really thrilled for this. So, as we look to Bristol, we've got some really, really heavy hitters coming, and we've got some guys that are coming just to live out a dream. So I'm really thrilled about the mix of competition we have.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of, I've got a couple of those looking to, win at Bristol, if anything, just fulfill that dream of being on the last Coliseum. So,
Yeah, that's if somebody picks up a win here, it's something they're gonna never forget, and probably always will be the biggest win of their career, whether they win races that pay more or no matter what, this is going to be one of the races that they probably look back at and never forget. So we'll have our first guest with us here in a minute. I hope I've sent him the message with the link, so hopefully he'll get hooked up here and be online with us shortly. But there's so much as far as Bristol goes, the history of it. And these guys are going to get to race at the track that some of their favorite NASCAR drivers have raced at. That they get to be a part of history. So, and you know what the coolest part is the winner gets to take home a sword.
that is cool. I need a sword.
So we've got a pretty cool trophy design too to give away with the series. Usually, we got hooked up with some people there last year that did our second through 10th place trophies, 15th place trophies in the weekly series and stuff. So they've got us a trophy design, not only for the winner, but now on My Race Pass. Don't forget that. You'll be able to keep up with us on My Race Pass. And now there is a fantasy league as well. So the winner of the fantasy event at Bristol will get a mini replica of the feature winners trophy. It'll say fantasy winner instead. But so make sure that you're on My Race Pass and ready to play the fantasy league. It's going to be a lot of fun to keep up with all year long. We're actually going to give away some money at the end of the year. So got a trophy here to start the year off, and My Race Pass is giving away a few things as well.
Speaking of fantasy, me and my best friend Hannah, we were actually talking about that the other day. about doing a fantasy league, getting that started with the season. So I'm actually kind of glad that was mentioned, because that's something I would want to do.
Well, share it. Tell people about it. My race pass, like I said, I don't think you have to have a premium account there. So we've actually got Lee Mason watching right now. His favorite track's Buckshot Speedway. He's coming to Bristol. One of the first drivers that reached out after we announced Bristol. Really excited to get to meet him in person, but he did mention that Buckshot's his favorite track, and so we'll be going to Buckshot this year, a little later on, 2 times. First time ever for the series in Alabama, so that's another place on the map we're looking forward to this year. So we should have Logan here in a minute, I hope, as we wait on him. But I think this race on this weekend could be anybody's show. I think that any of these 46 drivers coming could walk away the winner.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree. I'm really curious to see how Ricky Weiss is going to do.
Yeah, he was super fast there in the super late model his last year or the year before last. So now everybody's on the same motor. So I'm curious to see how he stacks in. He won our last 10,000 win touring race, so he is coming off a win with the series last time we ran a touring race. So I think he'll be a threat for sure. Dylan Brown is another one that's good at big tracks. He'll be one that we to watch all weekend long, I believe, or all day long Saturday, I believe, and should just be a really good show. Got a couple people tuned in here. Travis Snyder is here. He's won a few trophies on my race pass, it looks like. Kobe Gallion is with us. He says hello. Kobe's one of our weekend warriors there from Willard. He races at Willard regularly. Tough competitor at Willard. Very second-year racer last year and had a very good season. So really good racer there at Willard. We got Rusty Webb with us tonight, our 2023 owner champion. And Steve Padula says, "Don't need a dyno when you got Bristol." So that's probably very, very true. So Alan Sands, who is out of North Carolina, says Benji Hicks for the win this weekend. So Benji, one of our new sponsors this year, BHR Fabrication, double nickel race cars. Been a lot of good changes coming in the off season. We rebranded, as you can see on my shirt, with our Dirt to Media becoming the title sponsor of the series, and of course PPM still our presenting sponsor. But a lot of new sponsors, such as Super Clean, jumped on board this year. Excited to be working with them. BHR, Fast Fabrication, so a lot of new people. And FMX FMS, not FMX, FMS Rapid Graphics. Aaron, get me if I mess that up. He has built our new website. If you've not checked it out, definitely need to check out the new AmericanAllStarSeries.com. I think it's the best looking website in racing. He did a really good job there, getting us ready for this season. And I mean, he updates it. If I tell him I need something done, he's got it updated usually by that evening. So he does really great work. Great graphics guy as well. He's did our flyer for I-75, which is a Pack the Track challenge on top of 7,500 to win. So if we get 1,500 people there total, that's paying people, general admission, pits, and tier parking, we're going to give away $5,000 that night. So we're actually putting that show on ourselves. And I mean, it's not a bad night that five different people could win a piece of that 5,000. So not a bad night to come to the racetrack and just to watch and walk away with $1,000.
Oh, there's AJ Hicks, crew chief.
Oh, yep. Chris is here with us. They're having a little chat. I enjoy chatting with Chris. I see him quite often we've run into each other a few times just on the road when we've had touring races. So it's good to have them here with us as well. But Logan is running late. That doesn't surprise me. But he will be with us here in a few moments, I hope. He did have the right night, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll have to start calling him. Logan has started a spring smasher business called Smash It. Very good spring smasher, cheaper than the competitors, and had very good results with it. So he's told me that they've been selling so quick he doesn't even have one of his own smashers yet. So they have been staying on the road and moving basically as quick as he can get them built. So definitely give Logan a call if you need a spring smasher. He's got a great product, and support those that support us if you can, for sure. Really looking forward, like I said, looking forward to this event at Bristol. I'm going down tomorrow night. We're going to stay in the condos right across the road from the track. Couldn't afford that on a NASCAR weekend, I know. But we get to a little, not as bad when it's on a NASCAR weekend. So excited to check that out and have the bird's eye view all weekend of the track when we're not there. So then we'll pull in on Friday, and they'll have stacking there in the general, and where the general admission parking is. If you haven't looked on our page, Bristol does have a full detailed schedule, parking, pictures. So it's really good, really detailed. You can look on our Facebook page, scroll down between the drivers we've shared. It's there. It's also on my personal page. I think I shared it, and you shared it too.
Mm-hmm.
And or just go to Google and type Bristol Dirt Showcase, and it's the very first thing that comes up. So they have a very detailed schedule of a plan in place, and the plan is to finish our feature at 11 o'clock on Friday night, or Saturday night. We're the second show after the Bandits run theirs, and we'll wrap up the show around 11 o'clock as long as we can stay on schedule. So, but really, after that, like I said, we got I-75, then we got Lake Cumberland, who's now a weekly sanctioned track for 2023. That's a huge deal. They've got a good field of cars, and that will really add to the competition, I think, on our weekly series as well. Ponderosa will also be weekly sanctioned, which he only runs about once a month at Ponderosa, but usually if he runs Ponderosa, Lake Cumberland's off. So it gives his guys still a place to earn those points that week. So really, really thrilled to be working with Brandon, and excited for that partnership as well, with him being weekly sanctioned for 2023. And then we end April at Tri-County and North Georgia Speedway. So I've never been to North Georgia Speedway. I don't know anything about it.
Me neither.
They say it gets really slick, and it's a small bull ring. So, you mentioned AJ Hicks, crew chief, here with us tonight. That could be a track that AJ really takes a liking to, because it's very much. No, you've never been to Willard either, but Willard is small and it gets slick. So I feel like North Georgia could be AJ right up AJ's, in his ballpark. So
going off, have never been to certain tracks. This is going to be a whole season of first for me.
Yeah, and that I'm sure that's exciting for you, and maybe that's something on Dirt to Media. You can interview some of these track owners and different promoters at these tracks too, and include that as part of it. So as you see, Chris said slick, and I think that's a winky face there he gave us. So that's right up their ballpark. That's right their alley. So that's something that they really enjoy. So got a strong field of touring competitors that are planning to run with us. We've got Logan Wall's back. He'll be looking for the championship after finishing second last year. Jordan Hedger really, really, really had a strong season. One new guy, Michael Gibson, I talked him into buying a late model last year, and he's going to run around with us as much as he can this year. So Clark Perry is going to be driving his car at Bristol. He's got two cars. He's got one for the Steel Blocks and one for us. So he's going to be running with us. Clark Perry's going to be in this crate car at Bristol. Josh Vineyard's planning to run the whole tour this year. That's another new driver for us that hasn't raced on the tour with us before. Sylvan Schutte, he's a character. he's definitely one that'll be good and fun to interview. Supposed to be on the tour with us. Zach Seiss, of course, will be back in action, and I'm sure Trevor will run with us as much as he can too. Logan just texted me and said, "When is that?" And he said he totally forgot. So we'll have Logan with us momentarily, I hope, assuming that he's home and can connect in. If not, we might have to move on to our second guest and then come back and grab Logan here in a little bit. So we'll see if we can get him connected in with us. But it's gonna be a really great. It's gonna be a busy year. Dirt to Media, definitely. If you're not already a subscriber on Dirt to Media, they're racing year round on Dirt to Media. So definitely get signed up. I watch what Ryan and them have been posting and sharing, and they have been posting all week long. All winter long. So you can watch racing year round on Dirt to Media. So definitely get signed up, check it out. But without further ado, what do you say we bring in tonight's first guest, the late one, Logan Walls?
Let's do it.
Yeah, my bad for being late. We're up here working at the garage.
Oh, well, we're glad to have you. How's business?
Trying to keep up.
That's a good problem to have. But, Logan, it's Bristol week. What do you think?
I think it needs to slow down.
He's like, it's going too fast.
Seen you've been practicing. How you feel dialed in? You feel like it's going to be a good. You're going to have a good piece rolling into Bristol.
Yeah, we've been trying some new stuff on the car that we hadn't been able to try, because usually when you're at the track, you don't want to try things because you're afraid it'll mess you up. But we got a couple open practices there we practiced at. Tried some new stuff. That way we know what certain things do when you move them or change them. That way we can take it into not just Bristol, but the rest of the year at other tracks also.
Absolutely. Who, looking at Bristol, who do you think's going to be the guy or guys that you have to beat to put the old 14 in American All-Star Series victory lane for the first time?
I've seen a couple of them. Ricky Weiss, he'll be good. Dylan Brown and his brother. There's a couple of them I've seen on there that look like they're going to be some heavy hitters.
What's your goal? I mean, are you going to win? Are you going to make the dash, to finish top five? What are you hoping for on this race?
To make you happy that I'm there.
Oh. Well, thanks, Logan. I'm glad that you're coming just to make me happy. So, I don't even know where to go. I don't know where to go with from there. So, the speeds at Bristol are going to be like nothing you've ever seen. Does that excite you? Does that worry you? How do you feel about that?
I'm just hoping it's nothing like With.
You're hoping it's slower than Withful?
I'm hoping that my experience there is a whole lot better than it was at With, because I really don't like With at all.
Can we have story time now?
You want to hear about Withful?
I want to hear about Withful. I'm
all right. Tell Kayla about your first trip to Withful last year.
I don't even want to speak of it. It was bad. I only made it through half the race because I had overheating problems, so I didn't even get to really run, and the setup there was terrible. I'd never been to a track like that. It was a whole different kind of track that I'm used to.
I've heard
so we done really bad.
Do you think that you can take anything from Withful and apply it to anything you learned from Withful and apply it to Bristol?
I don't think we learned anything at Withful, so no.
So you're still going to be at square one.
And hopefully I can take some of my setup from Bristol and apply it at Withful this year, though.
Well, hopefully you're at least in the ballpark at this year for Bristol, and then of course Withful. We're there twice this season, so
it was supposed to be 3, and you helped me out on one of those.
Yeah, we had to smooth the schedule around a little bit there, so Brandon picked up an extra race at Lake Cumberland, and everything got shuffled a little bit. So Speaking of Lake Cumberland, your home track's Ponderosa. What do you think about them being Lake Cumberland and Ponderosa being weekly sanctioned? You gonna try to earn some weekly points on the off weeks?
I think it's going to be great because instead of having to buy all kinds of different tires just to run at one place, it's going to be the same tire that I run in the series, so I can just go there on weeks that we're off and run some of the weekly stuff.
Do you think are you going to be a weekly member as well and try to earn some weekly points this season? Get a little money for that at the end of the year.
Yeah, it depends on how I'm doing in the tour.
Gotcha. So Michael Gibson says that he must be the only nervous one. Do you have any nerves as far as going to Bristol is concerned?
Myself, no, but nervous of tearing stuff up, yes. I don't want to tear anything up because we got a race that very next week at I-75, and we've already got to change motors after Bristol. I really don't want to do anything else.
Yeah, that's the one nerve wracking part, especially for somebody that's going to be full time chasing the championship like you. If things go awry, it could really just mess your whole season up.
Well, we do have some good partners that we've picked up over the last couple of years. That if something were to happen, then we do have backup just in case.
That's
who I'm helping now.
Oh, awesome.
We're over here working on Shane Irvin's car, putting the wrap on.
That's awesome. So it's good to have friends in the garage area, but we got a question here from Dwayne Taylor. He wants to know about he tells me to ask you about your first time at 411. So
he knows about the first time at 411. He was there.
Well, I don't know about it, so share it with the 50 or so people watching tonight.
It was terrible. It was about like with. I thought I'd never been to a 411 before, so I went down there and I seen it, and I was like, man, this thing's got some banking. I can probably go in here just wide open. And I learned real quick that is not how you do it.
You don't be wide open in the turn at 411.
It is a very slick track.
So I've heard over the years. Do you think you're going to have a rival on the tour this year? Is there somebody that's going to be the guy that, if you're going to have to race somebody hard for the championship, who's it going to be?
I don't really know who all's committed, but I know you got Zach Seiss, Trevor Seiss. I know if they're committed, they'll be contenders in it. You haven't told me the full list of who all's going to be running.
AJ Hicks, Sylvan Shoot,
Hedger. AJ will be a good one. I don't know. I ain't gonna pick on him.
His crew is watching, so I'm sure they'll go share it with him. So he is skipping out on Bristol though to save his stuff to be ready for I-75.
He's just scared.
Yeah, that's right. So, well, Logan, I know you're busy. You're working away there. Looks like you're working hard helping Shane get ready. Hope Shane will be one of our weekly members as well. You do have a fan here tonight. Mr. Hayden Cardwell says that you're his hero.
I'm just trying to be like him.
So, following his footsteps this season, right?
Yep, I'm trying to be like him this season.
So, before I let you go, though, you said you've got some great partners. I want you to talk about that, but your partners, but I also want you to talk about Smash It and your new company that you've started as far as Spring Smashers. What gave you the idea to get that going? How's the business going? Are you keeping them moving? I know last time I talked to you, we were talking about that earlier. I told the people you didn't even have your own yet. So talk to us a little bit about that that business venture.
Yeah, we're still building them, or we're selling them faster than we can build them right now. It's just hard to keep up. We got 7 more sitting in the shop just waiting to be painted and put together, and I've got to have probably 5 of them done by next week. I still don't have one for myself. I haven't got a break yet, so every time I get one for myself, I end up having to sell it because somebody calls wanting one, so I end up having to let it go. We mainly done it so that people that can't afford the big high dollar ones, they can they can come and buy ours. It does the same thing as everyone else's. It's just a little bit cheaper than everyone's. So we done
Right.
it mainly to help out the racers that were kind of like us. I know when we was looking for one, we didn't want to pay $5,000 for one, so we built one, and then we thought, heck, we can help other people out too. So we started building them for sale.
Definitely great for those weekend warriors, and then some top tier guys about them. I know that you said, didn't you tell me Rusty Ballinger about one at the trade show in
Yep.
Knoxville?
Yeah, Rusty
So
bought one down in Knoxville, and there's been a couple of them down in Tennessee that's bought them, and there's a couple more that's actually I got two of them that's supposed to pick them up at I-75 next weekend. So
that's awesome. So you've got, the weekend warriors are taking advantage of it, but also some of the household names in crate racing too, and I'm sure some super guys as well. So we do have Michael Gibson. Michael, you were a rookie not long ago, Logan. Michael Gibson's just moving up from street stock class this year. What advice do you have for a rookie?
I don't really know. There's tons of things you can sell it and buy a boat. That's one. Um,
Do not listen to Logan,
not,
Michael. Never
do
mind.
not listen to Joe. Whatever he tells you, don't listen to him. He'll drag you in. He'll make you a sucker. He'll tell you all these good things.
Well, you've stuck around awful good, so must be all right.
There's a difference between sticking around and being forced.
That's right. All right, Logan. Tell us about your.
Good. Just my advice is get into a series, and Joe's would be a good one to get into. He'll treat you right, but it also helps you. I noticed a big change from whenever we started series racing, running against some of the top guys around, and it actually makes you a better driver. So when you go back home and you race against those people, you're one of the top guys at home then.
Right. That's awesome. You've seen it. You went and won several local shows this past year. I know for sure. And Kayla, you got anything for Logan before we let him thank his sponsors?
Well, you took all my questions, so I have none now.
I'm sorry.
He likes to talk to me a lot.
Yeah. I'll end this one, but yeah, Logan, tell us about your sponsors that are getting you here and getting you to Bristol this weekend.
Well, Dwayne Taylor, he's one of them. He's probably my biggest sponsor right now, and Wayne Ray, he's another good one this year. We picked up Ray's Pizza Place right there around home. We picked up quite a few new ones this year actually. Win Smith, LCR, self-service storage, PJ, Caton Industrial Painting. Those are just new ones, and then Slicker helps us out on our graphics a little bit. That's all really the new ones. Gaddis Farms, that's my family. So, and then Smash It, it's helping us out on the racing a little bit, buying stuff for the car, and then just family helping me out, work on the car every night.
Well, your aunt's going up and down the road with us this year too, selling merch. So,
Yeah.
I hope she's looking forward to that, and we look forward to working with her too.
You keep taking my workers away to be your workers, and I'm not gonna have anybody left in the pits. Got to take my mom.
You're gonna be just over there slaving away by yourself on race night.
You already took my wife. She's your photographer part time now, so I ain't gonna have anybody.
You can be all by yourself. So, all right, Logan, we'll let you get back to wrapping Shane's car. Tell Shane I hope he joins as a weekly member.
He's not even here. He ain't even here working on it.
Well, whenever you see him, tell him that he needs to join as a weekly member. And we actually, here we go, right quick before I let you go. She says you're the one that called and told her to go do it. So
that's because I need Brown in the pits. That means he has to be there every week now.
That's true. And Nikki says Brantley's the number one crew chief.
That's all right.
So, All right, Logan. We appreciate you hopping on tonight. You coming down Friday night or Saturday morning?
Saturday morning. We're gonna leave about 7 in the morning.
All right.
We're just praying if it's not gonna rain, just hopefully we can get it in Saturday because I really don't want to run Sunday.
Yeah, I hope so.
If it rains, I hope it rains enough that it just rains out the whole weekend.
Well, I don't know they're going to do that because they got to have some practice for the NASCAR race. So, hopefully we get it in. Your wife did schedule pictures for the 2nd, so I'm not sure what her plan is if we rain out on Saturday.
Then I think she's going home because that's quite a bit of money she'd be missing out on.
I don't blame her a bit. So
I got race car parts to buy.
That's right. So, all right, Logan, we appreciate you. Wish you the best of luck on Saturday, and we'll be there waiting for you. We'll have you a parking spot out in the outfield somewhere.
Are we parking in the center?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just checking.
Everybody else is. We might make you park around back.
I wouldn't doubt it.
All right, Logan. Thanks for coming in tonight.
All right. Thanks.
I'll see you, buddy.
See you.
All right, Kayla, that was Logan Walls with us tonight. In a good mood, as always. Always has a great personality and just fun to have on the series. And I can't wait to see some of your interviews with him on Dirt to Media this year.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So Dylan Brown's messaged me. He said 7:55. Get him in here, but you said we've got one other guest here in between. Can we think we can get him in before we get Dylan on at 7:55?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, so I'll send him an invite, and we'll get him over here with us just as quickly as possible. If you've got him, like if you need to text him or something, tell him I'm sending it to him on Facebook, so that way he's expecting it. Apparently, I accidentally went live in the drivers only group tonight. We have a drivers only group on Facebook, so. Our good friend Puddin, Jesse Raines, is already messaging me, giving me a hard time about things tonight. So
now listen, Jesse. We're not going to go.
So he's your fellow NASCAR fan on the series tour. I believe y'all share the same favorite driver, Kyle Busch.
Nope. No, we do not.
So.
I like Chase Elliott. You got to remember that.
That's right. I knew who you liked. I remembered that. I just figured I'd give you a hard time. So, but Jesse is our resident Kyle Busch fan on the series tour. So, you know, Michael Gibson wants good pictures of his cars before he wrecks. So, we'll have to make sure that Tara's on that this weekend. I hope you don't tear them up, Michael. That's the plan. The plan is to go out there and race, not wreck. So hopefully those rookie jitters don't get the best of you, and you can go out there and have a really, really strong weekend. Enjoy your first time in a late model. Michael's our resident comedian tonight. He says probably in the pit. So.
And speaking of pictures, Hannah with Tennessee Pearl. She's going to be my +1 this Saturday. So she will have her camera as well on our Dirt to Media side, getting some action shots for us. And if you guys aren't following her either, it's Tennessee Pearl Photography. It's with Hannah Lane. I share all her stuff. So if you guys are friends with me, feel free to go on my personal page. Everything is public from hers to American All-Stars. She does drag, no prep, dirt. I don't know if she's doing people yet, but
so that's one thing I'm excited about having Logan's wife Alex on the tour. You know, she kind of specializes in people, so I'm excited to see some of the people shots she gets. We've got to get some good shots for our page. I'm going to try to get her to sneak and get a picture of Tara, who never takes pictures. For our new website, because we're trying to get our staff on there and included. So I'm excited about that. Travis, back to Michael Gibson's response. I've seen pictures of cars being destroyed at Bristol for the last few years. That's for sure. So
yeah, Speaking of that, Jensen, I was trying to get him to get on here so he could tell his story from last year, when him and Michael Chilton hit the wall and it tore his complete rear end out.
That was a really hard wreck. So I remember that. Was watching it live at the time, I think. So Donna says that Alex does a really good job. Michael Gibson says he'll buy some pictures. So thank you, Michael, for supporting those that support us. Watson Lyle is here. He says hello. Hello, sir. We've got Terry Basham. He's from here in Southern West Virginia with me. He comes out and supports us as much as he can. We got a lot of drivers that he follows that run with us and locally here in West Virginia as well. And that's one thing that our series has been able to do is we seem to have bridged a little bit of the gap between Southern West Virginia and Tennessee, which I'm really excited about. I'd always felt like that. Bulls Gap is 3 hours from Beckley. That's nothing at all for racers to travel.
No.
And I feel like that the gap has been bridged a little bit. The Tennessee guys come up here now. Some seen a couple of the West Virginia guys come down that way and race with us. So that's one thing that I really like that we've done with the series, and getting some of these crate guys a little more known. Not just at the state level, but at more of a regional level. And we're moving into the Midwest some this year and the Deep South with Alabama and Indiana on the schedule. So got some big things coming. Josh Binyard, one of our Rookie of the Year contenders that I mentioned earlier, is here watching. I think I might have saw a picture of Josh's car the other day or something, and it was looking sharp. I think it was Josh's car that I saw posted the other day. So it was really looking sharp. Josh, we look forward to having you with us this year. That's everybody's bucket list, Dwayne. Maybe one day we've actually had racers reach out on our behalf and try as well. So that's definitely a bucket list. This year, Bristol's going to be our Eldora. So definitely something, though, we would like to do eventually. Josh is locked and loaded, ready to come Saturday. I appreciate you, sir. Yes, we look forward to it. So hope Josh can come have a good run with us. Like I said, he's planning to run the whole tour, run for Rookie of the Year. So I think he'll be one to watch all season long.
And then I was also supposed to have Corey come on with us too. His sister Shelby just messaged me and said he's a little tired, so he will join us tonight.
All right. Did you hear anything back from Christian yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Dylan is locked and loaded and ready for 8:55 or 7:55, not 8:55. That'd be a very long show. But Dylan is locked and loaded and ready to roll here at 7:55, so we'll have him on here in a minute. As we continue, we kind of started previewing the schedule a little bit. We got through April. Then we go to one track that you know very well. After we end up April, we start out May at Volunteer Speedway. So that's going to be our Star Wars weekend. I'm a bit of a nerd, and I'm sure there's at least a few other of us out there in the dirt track racing world. So Star Wars Day is May the 4th, and our first ever race at Wartburg back in 2019 was on May the 4th. So we called it All Star Wars. Well, we rolled with that. We've had that first weekend in May ever since then. So this year we got the Gap on board with us for that same weekend. So we're going to do the Dark Side 40 at the Gap. And I think the Prophets may try to find a Darth Vader or somebody to come out that night for the kids. So that would be really cool. If you know any cosplayers, send them our way that might want to come and hang out at a dirt track. So Then on Saturday night, it's going to be all Star Wars again. We've kind of had fun with that, and then named the race had a subheading just like the Star Wars movies did. So we kind of played on those, and we started with, if you know Star Wars, which I may be talking to people that know nothing about it, not tonight, but if you know Star Wars was 4, 5, 6 because they never really planned on it being a trilogy. So we started with the 4, 5, 6 names, and then we've started now with the first 3 movies now that we're in the 5th season. So that's the first weekend of May. Then we're off for a week.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's grab a couple more comments, and we'll talk about the biggest race in the series history. Billy Norwood is here with us, and he's looking forward to seeing us Friday and Saturday at Bristol. He cannot wait. He's the son of the legendary Bill Norwood out of Knoxville. So glad to have the namesake racing with us and keeping the name in the sport. So I like that, Michael Gibson. He said last year several cars had suicide awareness ribbons on their cars. It might be nice to have a race for suicide awareness. That's right. And speaking of which, we have teamed up with a nonprofit. This is a good time to mention it because we've teamed up with the East Tennessee Dirt Track Racing Great Dirt Track Racers for Recovery group. So I already heard some stories about people that were on drugs that had committed suicide, and then we've got the other side that's helping the recovery group out that have been reformed, that are racers that have been reformed. So really a great ministry that they're doing, and we're going to be passing helmets at each and every event this year to raise money for this ministry. When I reached out to them, they said, well, we plan to start with just East Tennessee and grow it. And they said, but if we're going to be, on the tour, we're already going to be reaching more people. So they were excited about us reaching out to them. So Brittany Ayers here, one of the promoters there at Natural Bridge Speedway. That'll be another first for you, right, Kayla?
Yep.
So that's a track that a lot of the racers like because the parking area, one thing they really like about it is the parking area where we park is paved. So it's really nice there at Natural Bridge on the backstretch parking, and the way they enter the track's pretty cool. So a lot of good things there. 10,000 to win when we go there in June. So
Okay.
Going to be a big one. But as we continue previewing the schedule here before we bring Dylan in just a couple minutes, my Facebook's telling me we're live. But a couple other the race I wanted to talk about while we wait on Dylan is the biggest race in series history, which will take place. It's the first biggest race in series history of the year. It will take place the 3rd weekend of May, and for that race, we will head to my home track, Beckley Motor Speedway, in Beckley, West Virginia. May 18th will be an open practice. May 19th will be the prelim night for the 13th annual UBB Miners Memorial Race. And, Michael Gibson says he'll donate $100 to the nonprofit for East Tennessee Racers Recovery Group. Thank you, Michael. See us this weekend. That's awesome. So, anyways, that's awesome. It got me, it made me lose my train of thought. That's so awesome. May 19th is prelim night for the 13th annual UBB Miners Memorial. And then May 20th, 20,000 to win for the American All-Star Series. So we'll run B-Mains features that night. Fast time on prelim night is up to $500 already. The dash, I believe, we're at $400 or $500, and Nikki hates to wish bad luck on us, but she hopes it rains because she's got her graduation that weekend. She said I picked the wrong weekend for that. So, and Hayden is very good at Beckley. But 20,000 to win. I mean, for crate racers, that's one of the biggest shows they'll have the opportunity to race for all season long. It's our first one on the schedule. We've got 2 this year. So who knows how many cars we may have that weekend. It's going to be packed, and the racing is going to be out of this world. I can't wait. We had one night at Beckley last year with the series where the heats were just phenomenal. They wrecked about 4 cars in turn 1, and nobody lost a position. So that was fun to watch. I believe Hayden may have been involved in that actually. So then once we wrap up at Beckley, we're at our traditional Memorial Day weekend, Mayhem in the Mountains. Saturday and Sunday, we start at Smoky Mountain Speedway for 3,000 to win, the new Smoky Mountain Speedway. We ran the last ever race at the old Smoky Mountain. That's pretty cool. Piece of history for the series we'll always be able to remember. But the new Smoky Mountain Speedway, which I have heard really, really good things about, and I can't wait to get the series there to see how it goes. All right, Christian's with us, and we'll pull him in here for just a minute, and then we'll see what he's got to tell us about Bristol.
Oh, boy.
Christian, thanks for coming in tonight and hanging out with us.
How's it going?
It's good. So I'll let Kayla talk to you. I know that you and her have talked a little bit about what you're going to talk about, and I'll sit back and listen.
All
right. So we're going. American All Stars are going to do ever race at Bristol for their series. So just a little. What were your thoughts when you were pulling into Bristol, like from the beginning to when you hit the track?
Well, it seems a little bit drug out, the whole deal where you got to park outside and all that. That's a little bit unnecessary. But when you first roll in there and roll through the gates, honestly, I was FaceTiming my dad. I was kind of took away with it because it was just so cool. I don't know, I guess if you were playing D1 football or something and you rolled down the stadium for the first time, it's kind of like that. It's pretty wild, just how big everything is and overwhelming it is. Because as dirt racers, you don't, honestly, it's bigger. If there was more fans in the seats, it would be bigger than Eldora. And it sucks that it's not, but still, though, it's just the atmosphere is so cool because it's huge. It makes the racetrack almost look small because everything else around it's so huge.
That is true. So you have to tell the funny quote that you gave me the other day, because that was great.
Every time I hear the word Bristol followed by dirt, my neck starts hurting really bad. My neck still hurts from that deal there. Yeah, it was that was definitely the hardest crash I've ever had in my life, but I guess it's part of it. I don't know. We probably signed up for that when we went there.
Yeah. So do's and don'ts, or tips and tricks. I know you gave me one. I just can't remember what it is. So for the new guys that are coming in that have never ran at Bristol, what should they look for? What do they need to do to not tear up their stuff?
Well, I guess the first thing to not tearing up your stuff would be maintenance, because you don't want anything to come off or come apart, because if it does, there's no stopping what happens after that. It's going to be bad. But other than that, I mean, I feel like some guys could free their cars up just by steer and stuff like that and be pretty well up front. It just blows your mind how physically free the race car and unloaded the race car has to be with suspension and just static steer to get around that place, because the air load on your car going around that place is dumb. If I could put it into perspective how fast you're going around that place, I know this is kind of cringy, kind of funny, whatever, but so when I came off the track after qualifying, no joke, it blew the snot out of my nose. That's how fast it is. So when you get behind somebody going that fast, you lose control of your head and everything. It's pretty intense. But I don't know, the biggest thing is just don't think about tightening the car up like we do in East Tennessee or Boyd's or somewhere in Central. It's just as free as you can get that thing and just roll right around there. There's nothing I could compare it to. Smoky Mountain on its fastest day, it's just not even close.
All right. Joe, do you have anything for him?
I was just curious what your plans are for this year. I'm appreciate you coming on with us, hanging out a little bit, talking to our guys that may be coming for the first time. But what are your racing plans for this year, Christian?
we're gonna hit and miss probably a little bit. We're tossing around the idea of running the XR Super Series. Whether that happens or not, we'll just see how it goes. I don't know. It's a lot of traveling. I don't know if I want to go 14 hours out west and all that. Anyways, it's not out of the question. I think honestly, the 7,500 to win race y'all have at I-75 coming up. I think we're thinking about coming there.
Awesome.
So we may come run a few with y'all and just bounce around where the money's at. We got 3 different chassis right now. We're running 3 different classes with, so it's just you never know where it may pop up. The Duck River, Thunderhill, Boyd's, all that stuff's pretty well guaranteed for us. It's just, when we can go close to the house like that and the people that pay our bills can see us, we're going to go there. So
absolutely,
that's something you got to do. But on the outside of that, I think some of the bigger, just want to do it because you can say you did it. Top shows such as Eldora and I don't know. There might be 1 or 2 others we might pop up at, but we don't really have any set in stone plans. We work so much. It's so hard to just staple something down and follow through with it. So we just kind of had to play it by ear, how it works going that week. And if it's not going too well, then we may have to just race Friday and Saturday or just race Saturday. I mean, it just depends.
Right. Well, it sounds like you're going to have fun. We hope to see you at I-75, and we appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us for a few minutes talking about Bristol.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks.
sorry I was late. I was finishing up a hole of golf.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, so that was Christian Hanger. Christian has competed with the series several times in the past, and always, if he shows up, he's a threat. So
Definitely.
really appreciate him hopping on, and especially giving some do's and don'ts, and just talking about the intensity of how fast it is there at Bristol.
I'd be scared to go around the track now.
Yeah. We just watch from the outside of the inside now. So. Let's see if we can grab Dylan and get him on here before we wrap things up tonight.
Yeah, he told me the later the better. So
okay, he's been texting me, so he's ready. I think. I hope. See if we can grab him. I sent him a message there, told him it'd be a few minutes. So, Michael, we would do that, but I'm afraid it won't come back. So I don't think that's a good idea. There's your good friend, Hannah.
my best friend.
So you can get Dylan on here in a minute. Dylan was, I believe, doing Easter egg hunt or something tonight. Is what he told me.
Yep, he said we can Easter egg hunt, but we can't Easter egg hunt at night. He said, so the later the better. I said. So I don't know if that was something that they were doing at their church or what, but I know he's very involved in his church as well. So he might have been a church related thing for him, and we got to figure out something to do for Easter at I-75. I haven't really figured that all out yet. I might have a plan, but I haven't told Michael Commercy that works for us about that yet. So he'll. I don't really want to tell him until he's at I-75 what my plan is. All right. Michael says he's done for the night, that he's got to get ready for work. So appreciate you hanging out with us, Michael. Look forward to seeing you Friday. Come get you a good parking spot. Michael's I can't wait to see Michael, because the way we're doing this is the pits are split. We've got half and the Bandits have half. So Michael's got 2 cars. So I'm really excited to see him running back and forth all weekend long between his 2 trailers. I think that'll be a bit of entertainment in itself. So we've got Dylan coming on. Dylan is a big track specialist. I like to call him that. He when he comes to Withville, he's hard to guard. He did have a really good race there with the Hitchcocks years ago. But even though he's good at big tracks, he's won at Beckley too, which is one of the smaller tracks on the schedule. So a very competitive racer. Good at Charlotte. Always good at Charlotte. He's kind of dominates down there. So he's
well-rounded competitor, but his specialty is definitely the big tracks. It says my connection is not good. I don't know why, but it popped up there. So we'll get Dylan in here and we'll talk to him a little bit about Bristol. Talk a little bit more about the schedule while we wait on Dylan to hop in. We'll move into June, and we actually take the first weekend of June off after the big race at Beckley and then the Memorial Day weekend. And then we're back at it June 10th at Natural Bridge for that 10,000 to win that I mentioned earlier. So that'll be a big one. I'm excited for it. They're going to have practice on Friday night, so anybody that's never been there that's coming for the big show can tune up a little bit. June 16th, first series trip ever to Ponderosa Speedway. It's another track that I've also never been to, so excited for that. And then we're back at Lake Cumberland again. So we're going to Lake Cumberland 3 times this year. Then our first trip to Alabama, Buckshot Speedway. So that one will be – I'm excited about Buckshot. I'm really excited to go down there and check this place out. They're running a lot of big shows this year. I think Ray Cook's down there. And one of the other Red Clay Series is there as well. So a couple of the series we work with. After Buckshot, we're off for a week, and then we're back at Volunteer Speedway on July 8th for 5,000 to win.
Oh, we go twice this year?
3 times.
Oh, 3. Oh.
So Joanne Mason says we're going to love Buckshot. So I feel like old Lee Mason might have a bit of advantage on the touring boys when we head down there. Help Dylan get in here. He wants to just do audio, which he'll have to join and then turn his camera off. So hopefully we can get him set up there to turn the camera off. But yes, we're back at Volunteer Speedway on July 8th. That's a standalone 1-day 5,000 to win show. I think we're going to do that kind of as our 4th of July special because the 4th falls, I think, on a Monday this year. So that'll be our 4th of July special. Then we've got a doubleheader weekend at Boyd's. Back to Boyd's this year. We weren't in 2022, but we'll be back for 2023. 3,000 win, and then we've got I-75 again for the second time. Then it's our under 20,000 to win in July. We make our first trip to Indiana.
Oh, yay. I'm so excited for that trip.
So that one I'm really looking forward to. Hear a lot of good things. I think that's pretty close to Dirt to Media's home base. They did the No Way Out 40 there a few weeks back. And Friday night will be the prelim night. Heats, qualifying dashes, that kind of stuff we'll take care of. And then 20,000 to win on Saturday, July 22nd. Then it's a quick turnaround back to Beckley for a 3,000 win show, followed up at Willard by a 3,000 win show. Our lone touring race at Willard this year. Then we'll host our weekly championship later in the year. Hannah says she's excited to see us back at Boyd's. So she says it's one of her favorite tracks to capture. So that we do look forward to. Going back to Boyd's as well. And then we got another big one in August. There's a lot of big races this year, Kayla. So prelim nights August 11th. That'll be, again, hot laps qualifying heat races, the dash. And then the feature event, we'll pay $15,000 to win on August 12th. So we got 2 20s and 1 15 on the schedule this year.
Have quite a few big paying races this year. That's awesome.
Yes, really thrilled about that. Dylan is having connection issues, so we might not have Dylan tonight. I hate that he can't get it to work. But if he can't, we can go ahead and wrap this up here shortly. We can finish out the schedule real quick while we wait and see if we can get it connected. August 26th, we're at Crossville Speedway. Crossville always puts on a phenomenal race for us. It's a good crate track. You know, it works, and that's a good race.
That's where
It's what?
that was my first race I met you guys at. Was
Oh, that's right. So, yes. Is this Dylan, maybe? It says it won't work. So, it says not connected. Device is not connected. So, we'll see if he gets it working. We'll continue to roll through our schedule here while he does some technological stuff down there, hopefully. And then it's our Crystal Cup weekend. So, we go to Crossville, and then it's my favorite weekend of the year. The year we race 3 days in a row. It's the most tiring weekend of the season. We're all grumpy by Sunday. We all are done with each other. The racers are done with me. I'm done with the racers, but I love it. So we kick it off at Natural Bridge Speedway on the 1st of September. That's Friday, $5,000 to the winner. And then we've got Beckley on September the 2nd, $10,000 to the winner. And Whitwell on September 3rd, where it's $10,000 to the winner. So
Logan's favorite track.
Yes, Logan's favorite track. A very busy Labor Day weekend, 3 days. Like I said, we all get exhausted. I love it though. It's probably the closest to life on the road full time, like like some of the national late model series do that we have, and everybody is really done with each other by the end of it. By the time we get to the third day, so it's a fun weekend. Terry Basham didn't want to mention while we're talking about Beckley. Bill Duncan passed away, who was a local here. He used to prep the track, and his family ran the track. So definitely want to send prayers to them. His kids raced. Thanks for bringing that up, Terry, while we're here hanging out tonight. Definitely want to send condolences to the family. Once we get through Labor Day weekend, we've got September the 16th at Buckshot again. We get to go back to Buckshot twice. Followed up the next weekend, September the 23rd. Rusty is exactly right. I love this. This comment is perfect. It's when Joe hides the third day. Yes, I do. So everybody is also done with each other, but there's something about it that I like. So Rusty is correct. That's the day that I just sit in the trailer and just let everybody be mad. So that's a fun one. September 23rd, we're back at Lake Cumberland for the third time for $5,000 to win, and our championship race is at Volunteer Speedway, $10,000 to win in October.
Oh, we changed.
So that'll be a good way to end the season, I believe. Then we got one more race in October 28th, as Willard will host the weekly championship race. So that's a race that we kind of take and we put our weekend warriors on, give them the spotlight and let them take center stage. We do it on pay-per-view, and they battle it out for the championship on the weekly side, too. So Rusty says he'll see us at 75. We're looking forward to seeing you there, Rusty. You and the whole 22 gang. Hope that you come. And last year, Rusty's team won night 2. Hayden won night 2, his second race. I guess it was his third race in the 604 for Rusty, if I remember correctly. And they never looked back after that. They won that race and never looked back. So they had a really, really strong 2022 season. All right. Hannah says October at Volunteer, perfect weather and a great track. Yes, definitely looking forward to that one, Hannah. All right. Let's see here if Dylan has said anything else. He tried to join again and it still wasn't working. All right, Kayla, let's see if we can get. We'll give Dylan a minute. What are you looking most forward to in 2023?
Oh, what?
Visiting new tracks.
Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing because there's so many. Literally, there's so many firsts for me, and I've always wanted to travel, but I don't really get to because of my babies. But the thing I'm really excited about is I have talked to my mom to see if I could talk her and my the twins to I-75 weekend. So that'll be their first race.
Oh, that's awesome.
Of next weekend. So hopefully they'll get to bring them out to I-75 and hang out with us. And Raceland and Kaysen will be able to watch their first dirt race in person.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'll be great. A great memory for sure to make. It'll be hard to beat that with anything. No matter what else you experience this year, it'll be hard to beat that. So that's really cool. Dylan says few seconds. He may be trying one more thing. I'm really looking forward to Bristol. Really looking forward to some of these new races. 20,000 to win. That's something with the series that hopefully comes around more often. And these pro late racers, other than engine, they spend just as much as the super late teams do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of really great guys race with us. If you don't normally follow the series and normally come to our events, it's definitely worth checking these guys out, getting to know these guys. They've got a lot of great personalities of people that race with us, just like Logan, who was on earlier. Always cracking jokes. He's good with the fans and the kids too when they're around. So really looking forward to this season, and I getting to spend the time with our drivers. It really becomes like a family. I tell that to everybody, the people we work with, the people that race with us full time. It really becomes like a family. Sometimes you're mad at your family. Sometimes you're not. That's a part of it too. So looks like Dylan may have got things working. He is going to be on camera. He wasn't planning to be on camera, but must not have been wanting to let him join otherwise. So let's go ahead and pull him in. Welcome, Dylan.
Man, if this weekend is as hard as this has been, I'm in for a long weekend.
Well, maybe get the bad luck out of the way trying to get in here to chat tonight.
Yeah, we've been to church. We've been to as my little boy calls it, a Easter egg hunt. No. And I was trying to do it on the way home and tried to do it when I got here. Still couldn't do it. So my wife came up here and she got me dialed in. So here we are.
That's awesome. Well, I know you weren't planning to be on camera, but for some reason it doesn't seem like it was wanting to let you join without the camera. So,
well, that's all right.
So, well, we appreciate you. Hope you had a good time at church. Hope this didn't make you say any foul language as you were trying to get in. But we're getting dialed in, getting ready for 2023, and it starts off in a big way.
Yeah, man, it really does. We've already kicked our season off a few weeks ago at Fayetteville and then at Gaffney, and we've had a little bit of speed in my supercar and my crate car, and look to have a promising 2023. And I guess it probably didn't go as good as we hoped to, but we had a chance to win every night, and in this sport, that's all you can really ask for.
Absolutely. That supercar's looking good. I don't know what your crate car looks like this year. I haven't seen it yet, but supercar I've seen a few times. It looks sharp. So I had Logan Walls in earlier. He says you're one of the guys to beat this weekend.
Well, I appreciate it. It's an just an honor, just to have a chance to race there and just have another chance to get to race in general, and we work really, really hard. My guys are working right now. So when I get off of here, I'm going to go in here and change my clothes, and we're going to go down there and work till we're done. So, it just like I said, I don't really know how to say it, just to really appreciate the opportunity and just to be able to race on that stage. I know what the size of the stage is there at Charlotte and how big it is and how much it means to your program to be able to win it. And I can only imagine what it's going to mean there at Bristol too. So.
Not only does it mean a lot, but you get a sword if you win.
Yeah, I last year for the XR race, I won the crate portion at Charlotte, and it was something to do with a knight and a sword in, and you had to put a knight's helmet on or something. And like I said, we won the crate portion. And I told that guy for XR that was putting the knight helmet on me, I said, "It's probably going to be the fattest knight you ever seen." So it was a pretty cool experience, and I'm confident to know that Bristol will be the same.
I call you a big track specialist. You've had success with us on smaller tracks as well, but your bread and butter is the big tracks. So what makes you so good at the big tracks?
Well, it's just in my wheelhouse, man. I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina, and that's somewhere that's really, really fast and wide open. And So that's what I'm used to, on the floorboard, being free and just being able just to really go around there and go-kart style, and the Charlottes and the Whitfuls and the Gaffneys and I hope the Bristols, all those places really play into my hand because of it's really, really technical. People don't think it is, but it is. I mean, just the line and the angle that you attack each corner at, trying to carry momentum is so much more different than it is at a place where you got to turn and go.
Absolutely. Kayla, I'll let you get in here. I know you have some questions. I don't want to take all the questions again.
Yeah. Dylan, what are your thoughts coming into this week with the first race at Bristol?
Just really, like I said earlier, just really excited for the opportunity and look forward to the challenge. I mean, let's just be real here. It's going to be a challenge for everybody because there's not many of us that's got any laps at all around that place. So I always look forward for a good challenge, and I always enjoy going to places that is nobody's home track. And what I mean by that is nobody gets to race there weekly and have their baseline better than the guys that travel and tours baseline. Mm-hmm. So when we get there, we're all equal. So, one guy I think I seen Ricky was coming. Obviously, he'll have more laps there than anybody, but he still ain't got a whole lot of laps there, and he ain't got any in the crate car. So, it just, like, in my opinion, it puts us all on an equal playing field. And so then it's back to, who can out adjust who, and then in some sense there, who can outdrive who, and so if we're all equal and none of us has had a head start on the others, then I like our chances.
All right. What are your goals for Saturday besides to get this?
Well, just to have a good weekend, I don't never try to set my goals too high or too low. So just try to stay even keel. I don't always stay that way when we have bad nights, but I mean, it'd be a pretty good weekend. My brother's going to race too. So it'd be pretty cool and a pretty good weekend for us to be able to run one too.
Might have to come interview you guys together then on Saturday. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, like I said, my guys are down there working. He's one of them. 5 minutes ago, I got a phone call from him about something he wanted me to come look at. So that guy works as hard on my stuff as he does on his, and I just really look forward to the challenge. And yeah, I keep going to the challenge and the opportunity because that's the way I see it. I see it as a big challenge and I see it as a big opportunity.
Absolutely.
I do too, Jimmy.
Rusty way up here, hoping that your car adjusts easier than the camera. Yeah. You mentioned Ricky. Do you think he's going to be is he the guy that you're watching this week to compete? Your biggest competition for the win? You think?
Oh, I mean, I'd say for sure. I mean, a guy that's been there with that caliber of super late model racers and set fast time, and I'm pretty sure Ricky won one of those nights. They raced there so many nights, it's hard for me to keep up who won what, but I'm pretty sure Ricky won one of those nights. I know he run really well the whole time he was there. May have the track record. I'm not sure on that. I think he does. And so obviously if he can run with that caliber of guys, he should be pretty good with us too. But, anybody can be good in this sport, man. You don't never know. You know what I'm saying? Like you're thinking I'm going to be good. Heck, I might be in the back of a B main. You don't know, man. I mean, there's going to be 45 race cars there, and the way I see it, everybody's equal and everybody's got an opportunity.
That's especially true in crate racing when everybody's got the same horsepower virtually. So, no doubt that it could be anybody's game. And like you said, the adjustments are going to matter. Taylor, you got anything else for Dylan tonight?
Nope. Just tell us your sponsors that are getting you here this weekend.
Yeah, I just got to thank my mom and dad and my grandma and grandpa with Turkey Landscaping. Without them, obviously none of this would be possible. And I want to thank the good Lord for the opportunity. My wife, my little boy there in the kitchen eating supper now. It's a little late, but better late than never. But without their support, and I wouldn't never made it to this interview tonight without her help. So that tells you how much she does for me. So, and then my brother Russell, Penske, White, HST, Kevin Ray, Profab, Renegade, like Dynamic Drive Lines. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on with the people that help me warm the performance. And it takes I've said on these interviews and many other ones that it takes a really big circle of people that are a lot smarter than you are, or than me, to be able to do what we do. And I appreciate each and every one of them so much.
Dylan, we appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you this weekend. We'll definitely have you back on the show later this year at some point to talk about Cherokee. Maybe you'll share some speed secrets to some of these Tennessee boys coming for the first time.
No. I'll come back on the show, but speed secrets ain't gonna happen.
Right. So Trey Dutton says good luck this weekend, and so do we. And we look forward to seeing you. I don't think you're coming in until Saturday morning. I think is what you told me. So we look forward to seeing you there at the track on Saturday morning, and hope you have a good luck this weekend and a great time.
The way it's looking, I don't think none of us need to be in a big hurry Saturday.
So, well, at least by Sunday, anyways. So.
Yeah, there you go. So, hey, I appreciate the opportunity, guys. Y'all have a great night. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Dylan. You too.
I tried my best.
Thanks, sir. All right, so we had Dylan on. We had great guests tonight, Kayla. Thanks for lining that up and taking care of it. And just looking forward to this weekend. Seems like Dylan's going to be a threat for sure, but anybody can win it. Ricky's going to be tough, and Dylan's brother Jacob is good. I mean, comes from the big tracks too. So appreciate you setting the show up tonight, and look forward to doing some more of these this season and watching what you do on Dirt to Media, Kayla.
Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming on, and I appreciate the whole staff. Jesse Raines was over here helping them clean off the trailer the other night at 9:30, so I think we finished about 10 till 10. So we got the trailer cleaned out. We're loaded up, locked, loaded, ready to rock and roll. So we look forward to seeing everybody this weekend. Thanks, Kayla. We'll see you later.
Bye, Joe.